If you relax just a little, we'll continue crafting in a few seconds. I used the mask to keep the resin fumes out of my nose, and the glove was not needed. I don't use gloves. What's up guys, this is Jackie, your Nerdecrafter, and for this week's tutorial, I'm taking your suggestion to make a miniature lake. Of course, disclaimer, this lake is not to scale. During a live stream I had on Instagram, some people suggested that I do a Loch Ness Monster in that lake. So I figured I'd go with a baby Nessie. And what's a lake without a turtle and some ducks? I definitely wanted to add a jet ski, but there was no space to do that. I'm really curious, what is your favorite lakeside or riverside creature? I have to say, hands down, turtles and frogs. I used to play with frogs so much as a little girl. For those of you new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. There are plenty of geeky tutorials to keep you entertained. And if you haven't seen my miniature pool yet, I'll leave a link for it somewhere up there. If you have suggestions for future geeky tutorials, leave them in the comment section below. The full list of everything will be in the description box below. The clay I'm using is from Sculpting, and the UV resin is from Sophie and Toffee. The first thing we're going to do is shape our environment. Make a ball of clay and push it down. So far so good. Make sure that the edges are as flat as you can get them so that the tape later on doesn't have an issue sticking. Texture it with a toothbrush. Make sure it's not a toothbrush that you want to use later on because it's pretty nasty. Flatten a piece of green clay and place it on top. Now at first I was like, I'll make a small piece right on top for the grass area, but it started looking like a toupee, so I was like, no, I don't want that. I want a better piece. So I took another piece of green clay and put it all over the front top part. And yet nobody saw that mistake, so shh, don't tell anyone. Feel free to put some uneven parts of green so that it has a little bit of depth. Take a needle tool and make tiny circles to make the grass area. Now it looks kind of like a chia pet and you know you're in the right direction. Time to make the little trees. Of course you can make them more detailed, but I decided to make them, of course, like everything else in this environment, a chibi version. Now go ahead and add any decoration that you want. I decided to go with a kind of sparkly red. I wasn't sure if I wanted them to be mushrooms. I was about to say marshmallows. If I wanted to be flowers or mushrooms. Now I also made a cute little log. I figured a fallen tree is kind of neat to add in there. And just for fun on the inside, I added some more green to make it look like moss. For the bridge, it's fairly simple. Roll out a piece and just stack them together. If your clay is soft like mine, don't swipe down because, yeah, you see, that's gonna happen. Instead, be smart and cut straight down. Now lift it up kind of like a pancake, and you can tell I don't make pancakes very often, and make sure that it is the width that you want it to be. Now let's make our little turtle. Of course you can make your turtle more detailed, but I mean, come on, look how huge my sausage fingers are compared to that cute little turtle. I do admit that I did smush it quite a few times. Aren't you cute there, little buddy? Alright, we're gonna keep you down there. Now to make Nessie, you're going to take a ball of clay and you're kind of going to pinch and pull pieces until it kind of oddly looks like a duck. Once you have a neck that's long enough, go ahead and shape it. And here we have it, a kind of gray duck. Now make the flippers and place them underneath. Since we won't see the under part, it's okay. Not so much a duck anymore. Now to place the eyes, and I was so happy I got on the first try, then I pushed it in and yeah, took the eye right out. And yeah, let's do that again. Success. I took a little bit of chalk pastel and placed it on top of Nessie's back. Now no one really knows what Nessie looks like, but I assume there's a nice stripe of blue right behind her back. She's looking really cute. Now take your liquid Sculpey and place your little ones right into the environment. I of course added some rocks, and I didn't want to add too much so that the ones inside don't kind of disappear. So far looking good. Now you're going to take a really tiny ball of yellow or any other color and make a duck in the same way that we made Nessie. And give it a beak. Yeah, that's too big. And there we go. That's the perfect size beak. Again, look how minuscule. It's very little. It's little, little, little. Now you're going to bake it for 25 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Now put your UV resin in a container. And add 2 drops of colorant. Food colorant also works equally well. Once you have a kind of toothpaste color, go ahead and cut a piece of tape and put it all the way around your piece. Once you have something that looks like this, you're going to seal the edges with your UV resin. That's going to prevent it from leaking later on once we start putting more resin. Once you've sealed the deal, go ahead and shine your UV light or put it outside in direct sunlight or on your windowsill for about 20 minutes. Once it's hardened, you're going to start pouring your resin. Now for UV resin, you shouldn't work with thicknesses that were more than ½ an inch. So every time you have that bit, shine your light, add some more, shine your light, and you get the gist of it. The last layer of resin is going to be really thin, just enough so that it looks like the bridge and the ducks are sitting on the water. I was so scared when putting the ducks. Look at me shake, look at that. I was like, what if I put the ducks and they just fall flat on the side and then they're all like blue and stuff. So I got really lucky and I could have used tweezers, but they were too far and I was too lazy. Shine your light and now remove the tape. If there's any bits that are sticking out, just remove them with your cutter. Of course, if you want, you can make this whole environment as a kind of Pokemon lake, but that's entirely up to you. I'm so happy with the little creatures that we have in there, and thank you for Instagram Live to suggest Nessie inside. All done! Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until then, I will see you on Friday. What's up, guys? I have an Elves box from Sophie and Toffee. So this is a monthly subscription box from Sophie and Toffee, and they deliver crafty goodies to your door. And I also got this here because I had a little order of resin. So I'll show you this first and then the huge batch of resin that I got from them. So we're gonna go through this first. I'm just gonna put the resin over here. Let's see. I'm such a mess. My craft desk is such a mess, and I've kind of given up on that. So let's open the Elves box. I have no idea what's inside. I kind of thought I had an idea what's inside, but I'm not quite sure. So let's see.